very first viewing of UK Haunters. I remember sort of Dan messaging me, it seems like years ago now, about this project and getting him down to a couple of our shows. So really excited now to see it. So before we do watch it, can Dan, Jess, can you just come up and just explain sort of like the show, and then we'll watch it and then...
So we travel around the States a lot, and we go to a lot of haunts, and we've been around a lot of haunt-esque places. We've done a film based in a haunt.
In London Tombs. It's more the Americans get all the glory for it. It's like, oh, American haunts, American Halloween. And then when we did the film in London Tombs, I was like, oh shit man, we're actually really good. And then everyone know Cookie? Yeah. Well, he worked at the Tombs and he was like, wow, actually there's this huge scene. And I was like, I don't know, it's a massive scene and we're just as good if not better than Americans. I was like, I'll prove it.
So down the rabbit hole we went, and
that is why it's UK Haunters. I know there's this big sort of, they're not haunts, they're scare attractions, but the major point of this is to show the Americans we're as good as them, to put it politely.
if not better.
If not better. So yeah, so that is what I know. Yeah, but it's interesting. I basically gave myself a year, and I said, I've got a year, and I have to complete it within that year. And he said this wonderful thing in one of his interviews, and he said that the haunt industry evolves. So I thought the documentary should evolve. So it starts as quite a vlog-style documentary, but you see us get more experimental.
We're not going to say any more, and we will answer more in the Q&A after they've seen it.
And this is why I have a producer.
Yay!
Yeah, but I hope you enjoy.
Enjoy it, everyone.
Brad.
First of all, my name's Mikey. I was in that.
Say names properly. No, Mikey.
No, Mikey. And obviously, Lee and Dan have asked us to do a little bit of a Q&A because obviously we've got the creator of the film, the producer as well. So let's bring you up, Dan and Jess. Come on up. Give a round of applause. I don't know about you guys, but I'm proud and honoured that someone has taken a year out of their time where they could have been making any film that they chose to make, but they made it. You could have been doing something else, but you chose to basically document what we love, what we enjoy. So I'm quite proud and honoured that we now have something that we can sort of show to the rest of the world. I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly on YouTube, interwebs, everything to try and find some sort of video about scare attractions, about haunted houses. That's part of the reason why we started a podcast, because there wasn't one in the UK. There's hundreds in the US. There's loads of documented like TV shows, or even on travel channels in America, they have all these haunted houses documented, and there's literally nothing here in the UK. Use this as more of an open forum. We're all friends here. So, has anyone got any? They get prizes. So,
not great prizes.
I'm trying to think of one just for the prize.
Has anyone? Yes, Peg.
Out of the experiences and attractions that you've seen in the last year, what's sort of your favourite genre/attraction that you've seen?
I still like the really traditional scare mazes because I grew up on them and I like them. And when I was a kid, I kind of made them for the cleaner. My mum had his big coat.
Let's just start. He lives in a very big house. They had a cleaner and he used to terrorise the cleaner.
How the other half lived?
Well, anyway, she had a big coat and I got plastic skulls, obsessed with horror stuff. and I basically created this skeleton thing, and I tied his hands to the corner of the cupboard doors. So he opened it and linked it. Went outside, went listen to a Hoover, and hear Daniel! Laughing. So yeah, so that's always been my favourite, just because it's going on.
I honestly got to say, I'm getting a little bit more into the immersive side of things. I honestly, when it says I don't like being touched, before coming here, I was like,
You should have seen the face.
hey you, I'm never doing this, I don't want to do this at all, I don't want to do it, what if they touch me? What if I kick someone because they've touched me, I'm going to get thrown out and it's going to ruin the job, and I was awful about it. And then obviously you guys touched me up and I loved it.
Can we use that as an advertising?
Yeah, and then so after I'd done that, there was actually a haunt in Broadwich. We went through all of them, and they had one where they could touch you. And normally I wouldn't have done it, and I did, and I enjoyed it. I got touched up again, and yeah, I'm open to more touching.
No, this one definitely was the most surprising.
Yeah.
I'm from the group who saw McKay Mena videos and went, nah, fuck that shit, not having it. But if you're going to cover something of the UK, you cover it, which is why I covered it. I even say I was a bit, and yeah, it really reminded. I've actually used haunts. I'm a support worker, specialist support worker for Islington Council, and I have a customer who has real trouble issues connecting with people. And since making the documentary, I've actually used haunts to get him over his autistic traits, come out of his shell and be more confident. And he was.
Oh. Get a gift.
Yeah. They're all the same, by the way. So yeah.
Now we're all finding out it's worth it.
It's really not. But maybe not.
Yeah, like going back to the start, obviously, when like your initial thing was like to meet Cookie and for him to explain everything to you, it was that. Did you really not know that there was like this massive sort of well, we look at it as massive, and I don't think it is, but this world out there that did scare attractions?
I knew there were really crappy ghost rides in carnivals.
Which we still love.
Which I really like in the dark water pistols things. I knew there was a Tombs, I knew there was London Dungeon, and that was it. I just didn't know. It's funny. No, I said, I've been a fan for so long, and I always go to America around Halloween and go to massive haunts. I just literally did not, which again is what I said in the documentary, it was literally to go.
Because the lines
look at this, we've got in the UK.
Because we don't have time to fit it all in, and Michael's stand for that. There's haunts that we miss out on during September and October because we physically don't have time to fit it in. And there's agreement because the conversations we have, it's like, oh, we've been there, we should have got time.
Last year I think we did 20 episodes throughout sort of end of September, early November, to try and cover as much as we can of different events, immersive theatre.
And in that time we also got married.
I went to
a minor fact.
I won't forget that.
Yeah, I think last year's probably not a good one.
Yeah, 25 events. But still, that's just not enough time to see everything. As a scare director, you put up your haunt list of what you're doing.
That's all of them.
And that's not even all of them, and there's even more than that, and there's even some that you just won't be able to get to, whether it be small scale 20-minute things in Warsaw behind a gay bar, which is still phenomenal and won Best Award last year.
Amazing.
To something like Tullish Oktoberfest, Alton Towers, Friday nights is literally. I don't think you can be anywhere in the UK and not be an hour away from a scare attraction now this October.
A lot of the, like in the American haunt houses, especially things like Halloween Horror Nights, a lot of the American style is very scare, reset, very quick, very short, planned, sharp scares. But a lot of what personally, from my own personal experience as a scare actor in the UK, we focus seems to be less so much on the scare and reset, but something more theatrical, dialogue based. I mean, particularly in some of my roles that I've done long speeches because I prefer to be more of a psychological scarer rather than a quick jump scare. What out of these kind of things, what is the kind of scare that gets you the most? Is it something more psychological, seeing someone at a distance that you know you've got to get by, or knowing that there's just a jump scare?
I mean, for me personally, I find both of them terrifying. We done Halloween Horror Nights, was it last year's one or the year before?
Past 5 years.
We done a house one of the years we went to, and it was a scarecrow
Year before
house.
last.
Year before that, harvest something, I don't know. They were terrifying scarecrows, right? And we went through it twice. First time I went through it, I came out and my exact words were, I think I've just peed. Genuinely, the scare came from just beneath eye level. You're looking up at this scarecrow and this hand comes out and grabs you, or goes to grab you. Terrified me. The second time I went through it, I got scared by the exact same jump scare.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very impressive. However, I've also done mazes where there's nothing there, and I'm winding myself up psychologically. And there's definitely a difference between the scares, but I think they can both work so well, and I think they can complement each other.
Different towards a reaction as well.
Yeah.
Because I get scared by the little girls in the haunted houses who just stare at you. I don't go, oh, or anything, my brain just goes, nah, don't like it. So I look normal inside, my brain's going, no, get out. But then the jump scares, I'll just jump and scream. So they kind of have the same power, but on different levels of reaction.
So you mentioned that you were quite new to the UK haunt scene.
Yeah.
Do you think your movie will kind of open people's eyes to the scene? Because
I really
when I
so.
talking to people at work or whatever, no one has a clue.
Yeah.
Genuinely has no clue. And even if you mention Thorpe Park or something major like that, no one gets it and understands it. So what do you think your sort of distribution and advertising channels might be to actually get it into the minds of those people who might not know and wouldn't know where to look, like wouldn't be following the right social medias and stuff?
I'm going to try and get it out. I'm going to try and get it on Shudder or someone who supports independent horror and independent documentaries. And apart from that, it's Instagram. It's everyone's sharing it. If everyone posts about it, people hear about it, and it gets bigger and bigger. I mean, that's social media.
I think the beauty of it as well is that you having got so many people involved is that hopefully you take Dan's message away from this and see it as a love letter and see it as something, hopefully you can all relate to it in a certain way and turn around and go, guys, this is what I'm into. This is, you can actually see now what we get from it. Because me and Dan have both worked in horror films, and Dan's mum thinks we're both insane. And she won't come around our house, but there's not an understanding, is there? And I think hopefully what Dan's message is that you can all share it as your own letter to other people.
Just, you mentioned social media, how would people get to watch it? Like,
So we're aiming for distribution via hopefully Shudder. If not, then we're going to approach Amazon, and then
We need to get big enough.
yeah, we need
And
to
know
create.
enough, because when you say to people we want to distribute this, they go, well, what's your social media? And you've got like 60 followers, they go, pfft.
So we need to
yeah.
create a larger following, we need to create an awareness, we need to get people excited about it, I think.
Because I was hoping to do more events like this with the other haunts. Like if Brodish Farm does one, and if our Space Productions doing other things. Whenever a haunt in this documentary has a new haunt come up, the plan was to jump on and do a screening with them, and then
build an army, essentially. Yeah.
Oh, it's just random. What do you find more scary from the events you event? What do you find was generally scary? What you research?
Surely having that thing in your eye, like.
You guys. I had laser eye surgery after that, and I was more scared of you poking me with a needle in my eye than a laser. I was
For legal reasons, it wasn't.
It definitely did not go into her eye, just want to point that out.
I genuinely
Health and safety point of view.
I genuinely believe that something went in my... Afterwards, I wouldn't stop talking about it. I was in the hotel room and I was like, babe, can you check my eye please, make sure there's nothing in it? Like, have they injected me? Is something going to happen? And I think the fact, discovering something that, for me personally, that I'd never experienced before was the scariest thing, because you went in it not knowing it at all, and I went in and I came out loving it. So I think
I find it much scary, which is my own fault because I kind of went like kid in a candy store. Oh my god, this! Oh my god, that! I didn't actually let myself, and I always sent her through the scary stuff.
That and being cuddled by clowns in Broadedge. I don't like clowns, and they cuddled me. So.
What scares me in general, I don't know. John, water. That's what scares me. Oh my god.
Someone
Water.
needs to do a water attraction.
Waterboarding?
No.
If you had a room this size with a black floor and that deep water, that's
We've done one.
We've done one.
And it's slowly filled, and you had to solve a puzzle.
Oh no, not even that, because there could be a shark under there. There could be a shark under there. At some point, when my foot isn't proving it's an inch deep, it could be as a shark. I can't swim in swimming pools by myself. And I've actually, it's no lie, I've been swimming, I tried it, and I was swimming, and I got to the shallow end, and my brain was so convinced the shark was behind me, I went, "Ha!" Like that. There's a shark. And the lifeguards went, water, that's what scared me. Yes.
So we got Alan's reasons why he likes to do kind of more immersive, extreme events, and I think a lot of people get something really personal. What other reasons do you think that people do more they tend to be more drawn to the extreme things?
People like to push boundaries. I do, artistically. When I was a teenager, I used to cut up my sister's dolls because it freaked people out, and I liked the aesthetic. It was more to push boundaries.
I have one of those dolls, by the way. Yeah, what's it called? The one that you made, Toy Story type one.
I don't remember that one. It's people like to push stuff, and I watched that Haunters Art the Scare one, and that's kind of what put me off the extreme thing, because one of the guys said, "I want to now go people up," and I was like, that's not cool, which is what I think most people see, and they get that view, which is again what I hope to dismiss through this documentary. But yeah, people have their own reasons. Some people like to push boundaries, some people not. Like, I've done some dumb things in my time, like I had a scar for many years on my penis because I was drunk and I decided to see if my piss was flammable. I didn't need a piss at a particular time. I was just curious. I don't know. People just do. No, it's not. My penis is. Sometimes people just do dumbass fucking things for no reason. Sometimes they're good reasons. But yeah, curiosity.
I think leading on to that, going to the whole horror film things, especially in sort of not talking about your penis, darling. No more penis talk. See, no one would have remembered the penis comment if you just shut up about it. Now when you're just going to be.
Why do people do extreme haunts? Because of penises.
Penis? Yes. How many times can you say penis on YouTube? Moral of the story, don't film or record death.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's behind the camera. Back to a question. So we done Halloween Horror Nights and American Werewolf in London. They done an American Werewolf in London house. And that's what drew me to it, is I could go into my film. I could go into this film. And instead of going through going, I'm so scared, I was like, this is look at that, like, it actually goes like that. And then we done Behind the Screams, where you get to go in and see it completely in the daylight. You can see the workings of the puppetry, you can see the boo holes, and it was just incredible. So I think there is a segue for horror fans. We just need to get them in.
Because it's fun, there you go. Add that answer. Just
fun.
cut all that out. It's fun. People like to push boundaries and it's fun.
So, being as you didn't really know much about like the extreme, more hands-on things before doing the movie, what was your opinion of them based upon?
The Candy Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he said
it.
it.
That's why I said I had to cover it, because I'm not and if I'm going to cover everything and go, I'll give everything a fair chance, I gave everything a fair chance, and I'm glad I did. But I watched Haunters Art the Scare, and that's what they said. This is this, and people get vomit shit, and I was like, that's not cool. And then I saw you on it. Yeah, but that was it, really. That was my entire opinion of it. And when you talk to people are largely negative. So I go, all right, well, what about these? And then there was people in this industry that I'd say, what about them? And they went, oh no, they're nasty and do this and blah 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 blah. And I went, well, I'll cover it anyway because it's my goddamn documentary. I'll cover it.
I actually grew up in Gravesend, where Broadwich Farm is, and there was always this rumour about so scary. They put you in a coffin and they bury you and they do this and they do that, and it was almost, which obviously doesn't happen. But when you're at school and you're Broadwich didn't do that, but it was something, And being young and impressionable, you're kind of like, who wants to put me in a coffin? I'm only a teenager. And then you meet the guys that do put you in a coffin, or you buried me alive, technically, with the soil.
Do you know what it is? People love to slag off what they don't understand.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's what they're scared of what they do. Yeah, exactly.
And rather do what I did and go, oh shit, it's in England. I'll check it out. It's easier to stay in your little cow bubble and slag it off and be rude. So
and then look at it on YouTube and go, oh, look at this, it's weird.
Yeah. Which then people will put the highlight reel of the worst things to back up their point, because that's what media does. Media gets the point they want to put across.
So you said at the start that you didn't really know that there was a scare sort of industry in the UK.
Yeah.
Going forward, do you have any plans to do any attractions this year or next year's?
This year we want to. Do you know, it's fucking spin.
Do you know what? It's actually made us want to make our own in our back garden.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Revenge of the Penis.
It's just a big match following. Are you flammable?
Not anger.
So potentially to do your own, as in your own home haunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, this garden's kind of like, it's kind of, well, it's a garden, but it's small and it's awkward. So we're trying to figure out how to...
Kind of like me and you, darling.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out how to make a haunt where people don't trip over and kill themselves, and the fact we can't really build things at all, like spice rats or anything. So now we're really immersive. It's fucking flatters everyone.
So that
In all fairness, the people in here were the f***ers who backed me,
Yeah.
which is why back then there wasn't someone who opened their door that went, no, I'm not going to do it, because that's...
Yeah.
So the bigger ones, which, some people said, why don't you use the bigger ones? The bigger ones didn't take you seriously. So...
Yeah.
What would you, if you were, so I've been talking about this kind of stuff to people, friends, family, anyone that will listen. What would you recommend for them to be the first event? Ash was mean and took me to Psychomantism for my first one.
Which is a psychosexual one-on-one.
And it was gourmet kitchen,
Horrible.
so there was a lot of mouse stuff, which was great. But yeah, what would you recommend as like the first one to go to?
I'd say start low.
Yeah.
It depends what the person's like, because if you want to get someone to horror, you don't show them a Serbian film.
No.
You start on like a Nightmare on Elm Street, or maybe a Goosebumps, depending on how age. I have nephews and very unhappy brothers. That is a seriously underrated film. That's my Halloween watch list.
I mean, I took my mum and my grandmother to Broadwich Farm, and my mum, this is the God's honest truth, and Mum, you're going to watch this and I'm going to embarrass you. We went through a maze and she got so scared she threw my grandmother in front of her and said, she's old, take her out. I'd recommend that one. Grandmothers love it.
Also, a lot of screen parks will do daytime events, use the same attractions and mazes, change up the music, make it more cheerful, change out the horrifying actors for more cheerful Frankenstein.
We actually done an amazing haunt in Canada. We went to literally at the arse end of Canada in Calgary, yeah, but I was trying to describe Calgary. But there was a maze there, and it was in a farmyard sort of place, and there was adults and children going in. And when you went in, they would bang on the door and shout, fresh blood, and send you in. And now there was a group that had children, bang on the door, chicken nuggets. So they knew how easy to take it on the kids. So I think there's levels. There's definitely levels. Yeah.
And sometimes kids are not as scared as adults. And adults are scared. I did. Were you there at Tuller's ScareCon a few years ago? I did a seminar on scaring kids.
Can I still say the best seminar that I've ever heard at ScareCon. Sorry, I love that.
Like you on scaring kids.
Yeah. We had this whole system that if the kid was a little bit too scared, and you could have this with adults. I know that the Tombs do this with a guardian angel kind of idea.
That's what I did with my guy.
Yeah,
took him through that one first, so he got used to the layout. And
so you can sort of, and then you can sort of choose the intensity of what certain attractions you want. So if you were wearing a guardian angel collar, you don't get as scared. If you're wearing, we called them boo vests when we did stuff with kids, they'd wear them because that was the placebo to say that the monsters aren't getting you.
It was a placebo.
Total
We didn't
bullshit.
Yeah.
I got rid of them now, just scared them. But yeah, you could always do sort of family-friendly ones.
Obviously, you've now finished and you're going to throw it out. Would you like to then make another one and do different events? I would
love to make another one. Well, that's apparently the point of selling this one, because literally I bought everything to make a documentary, so I'm in debt. So basically the plan was to make more money so I can then invest, because I've now got the equipment, so if I make my money back and then some, I've got enough that can just go straight into another one. And if I've got some money to start with, maybe I can get a bit more investment and do like something a bit bigger. So the plan would be to up it.
I think some of the greatest scares, it doesn't take away from scare actors themselves, but one of the best scares I've ever seen, and Dan's going to hate me for this, was Dan nearly fly kicking a Regan animatronic.
See, when you say fly kick, people expect a thing. I didn't.
Would you like to demonstrate what you did to the animatronic?
No, I didn't do anything to the animatronic.
Is that the one that came down the stairs?
No.
Oh no, she came at us and Dan literally fachard it.
Fachard?
Like that, full on fachard it. So I think there is definitely a market for charring animatronics.
The thing is that
there's a good made that one. We did that. 26.
Yeah. You look at my YouTube videos, you know, right? You go in it and
very different.
Yeah.
I want to be honest on this point. You give us a voice.
Yeah.
For too long, and I've been in this industry maybe 6-7 years, really. All you ever see is what I call the mass marketed stuff, which is heavily populated, heavily marketed, but it follows the same formula: zombie, clown, and the traditional scare maze. It's such more wider, that people can go down towards. And I just want to say thank you, because I don't think we would have have anything like this if it wasn't down to you guys being brave enough to speak to us and say that there is something stretches beyond the traditional clown maze. Nothing wrong with that. But what dialogue is in a clown? My personal opinion. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't find clowns scary, but yeah, I get it with the circus of screams at Alton Towers. I thought it was amazing stunts you did in there. But what you've done is, I just want to say thank you very much. I'm really proud of you.
To me, I think that because you didn't know much about the industry is an advantage. Because in theory, you've not got that clouded view over anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not just on about our stuff or anything like that. That you've gone. I was in the first sort of group chats and messages on Facebook, and literally everybody within the industry you reached out to, and then the fact is that you just took everybody that sort of accepted and you brought you in, and I think the film shows a really good sort of balance of sort of normal scare attractions, different things, immersive theatre, zombie shooters, the makeup artist. So I think it just sort of is like a rounded effect. I think you've sort of hit all the sort of pinpoint of the European scare attraction industry. You've hit sort of all the marks.
Exceptionally good review I got from Horrorbox. And
Polly,
yeah.
Polly's legend.
Amazing. It was so good because she said she was critical as well, which I love. I love constructive criticism. And she said, its strong point, its weakness, is the fact that I'm new to it and I'm running around like a kid in a candy shop. So she said that's so good, so I'm going, fucking look at this! But it's bad, the side I didn't go deep into it. So if I did another one, it would be a lot deeper, a lot, the history and how and why. And like, I found out from one of the interviews with Andy that they're actually, scare mazes started as a Christianity thing, and it was to scare people into being good. This is what hell's like, and stuff like that. And yeah, there's all that sort of stuff I'd love to, but I was too busy going, my God, this is amazing!
Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you to Manan, Faceless Ventures, and everyone who's come to support this. So,
But there wouldn't be a film if it wasn't for everyone.
as I said to everyone, if you weren't supporting me, there'd be me chatting to a camera and then filming. And if it wasn't for you people coming supporting this, no one would know about it. So thank you to all of you.